Morning, guys. Just want to talk about moving over to Spain and the fact that you don't need to do it all in one hit. A lot of people do though, which I really don't recommend. The same as buying straight away, because the first thing is you don't know what area you're moving to. You may have been there on holiday and been there in holiday mode, but when you actually live there, it can be very different in winter, but it can also be very different at different times of the year. When even, you look at La Mata, which is a fairly small area, you have probably about, what I would say, 4 or 5 different tourist seasons with different types of people. So the point being is, when you arrive, you may think, oh, this is all great, these types of people are great, blah, blah, blah. But you may find some of the other people may be a bit obnoxious. I'm not saying that it is or isn't, but it's just an example of something that may differ compared to when you come out on your holidays or whatever. The same with the winter can be cold. It can also be fairly quiet. A lot of places have a main population in the summer, but can have a very ghost town feel about it out of season. So you've got to take these sort of things on board before you commit to a property purchase, if you do want to purchase. I mean, some people will say, oh, you should buy rather than rent because it's dead money otherwise. I'd have to say you've got to weigh up how old you are as well, because I mean, literally it may be dead money if you buy, because you've got the extra taxes going in. So you know, for example, you pay like an extra 10,000 plus into a property for your retirement. That's gone straight to the tax man, which in reality, if you rent it somewhere, maybe 3 years rent of some of a similar size, without any maintenance costs, without any hassles. And if you go into an area that you don't like, you can always move, because that's another question somebody did ask me, was why do so many retirees rent? Well, there's a couple of reasons there. The first one being is the tax that you get charged when you buy or sell a property in Spain. The other one being that you can move, because some people do move around. They'll start off in one area, then decide that they want to try somewhere different. So, it leaves the opportunities there. Don't get me wrong though, getting some long-term rentals in certain areas can be quite difficult, but if you shop around, especially on things like Facebook, finding long-term rentals isn't too bad. It's just that you're not going to get one overnight. It may take you a couple of weeks to get one in the area you're interested in. But the other thing is to just make sure that you've got everything you need. Where's the nearest hospitals? If you need schools, what schools are available? When do you get the kids in? Because all these little bits and pieces can make a big difference, because if you get there at the wrong time of year, they might actually tell you to come back with the kids, because the year's already started. So you may find that you end up with the kids at home until the new year starts. She's going to drive straight through that. Oh, it got green. I thought she was going to drive straight through the red lights there. She's chatting away to whoever's with her. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to hop back to the UK regularly, is the airport in the right place? Can you get to it easy enough or cheap enough? Do they have long-term parking if you want to leave your car there? Because sometimes it pays to leave the car at the airport when you're away. I mean, I use long-term parking because it means I can come and go. If I suddenly get a cheap holiday flight out of the UK to Spain, then my car's already there for me to jump straight into and disappear. Because the buses may not fit in with the A, the time scale I've got, but B, the flights.
This is a kid's bus.
The school bus, yeah. Yeah, the other thing is having a network of friends. So, I mean, a lot of people don't really think about these sort of things, but it does make a big difference about quality of life. If you know people in the area, you can sort of lean on each other, as in when, but also from a social point of view, it means you've got somebody to talk to, because some areas, surprisingly enough, are predominantly Spanish, where you may feel a bit isolated. Or it can also be a bit Scandi or whatever, but it's Scandi speak English. The majority of Spanish that you meet don't speak English or don't want to speak English. I find that a lot of the younger ones though are actually trying to learn English or speak English, but not putting the emphasis on the fact that you should be looking for Spanish to speak English, but you should actually be trying to speak Spanish. This morning we're off into Torrevieja to get a Padron. Funny enough, is to get the Padron to get Urbia or having to do Valencian. You'd think it would be the other way around. I mean, it must be that good, you know.
Now for exempted in the exams, but you're still getting lessons from
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. You'd think they would actually want you to have a Padron to put him into the lessons, not to actually take him out. Because then if you're actually we're doing all this to go there, to take to the school to say he doesn't want to do it.
No, you're in the Valencian community.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's just politics, you know. It's instant opt-in rather than you can opt out of it. And don't get me wrong, a lot of Spanish don't like doing the Valencian either, do they?
Yeah, it's difficult. They said it's a bit like French, but you know, different. Well, that's the official language, I think. You know, when they do if they work in the government or in the public sector, I think.
Yeah, you gotta speak the Valencian.
Yes.
But like I said, I mean, they don't really speak it that much in this area, though, do they? That's the thing, you end up...
But Gordamar, you know, the streets, they're in Valencian, and Elche, some areas in Alicante are in Valencian.
Well, that's why...
Like
Alicante, isn't it? Because
Yeah.
Alicante's Valencian, where Alicante is. So you've got two signs for the same thing.
Yeah, like because, you know, they use the word carrer instead of calle.
Yeah.
It's okay, you learn as you go.
I've lost my chain of thought now relating to moving over. The other thing is cars. You don't always need a car, and to be honest, the frustrations I have with mechanics, I'd avoid a car. I mean, cars cost me a bloody fortune in Spain because of this. I think they come back worse nearly every time they go to a mechanic.
Igor's car has been stuck for more than 2 months, I think.
Yeah, he's got.
I mean, his van.
Yeah, his van's been stuck with a mechanic, and the mechanic can't fix it. But they do more damage rather than just saying, "I don't know how to do that." They'll mess around with it, cause more damage, and then it's undriveworthy or unroadworthy. So then it's sort of stuck there. I don't know what it is. I don't know why they're so bad. Well, I've never been to a mechanic in the UK. Don't get me wrong, there must be bad mechanics, but I've never had these problems in the UK. But here, nearly every single mechanic does the same stuff. From my experience, before anybody complains, oh, not all mechanics are like that. So from my experience, nearly every mechanic and nearly everybody I know has had problems with mechanics. It's like this thing with the exhaust. I think we swap that unit out. I think most most of the problems on this car disappear. But no point has any mechanic actually said to do that, have they? They faff about, cost me money, and see me over rev the engine so the engine sort of gets all gnarly and whatever, and yet I've still got the same bloody problems. Yeah, try not to complain too much. Still early, but there's the reality though. I mean, a lot of the transport's relatively cheap, and on a day-to-day basis, you know, especially if you're a resident, it's not too bad. Even if you weren't a resident, I mean, the bus is only what, €1.25 or something?
135.
135 each way, so that's not a lot. So even hopping around, it ain't too bad on the bus, even if you're not a resident. But once you're a resident, you get like an annual pass for €7.
You just pay one time.
Yeah, but it's still an annual pass because you've got to renew it. I mean,
Yeah.
You pay once, but you renew it. You're not supposed to renew it annually.
Yeah.
A few people ask me where the foreigners' office is when they're coming to Torrevieja. It's up here on the right, isn't it?
This is Avenida Habaneras.
Avenida Habaneras. The shop keeps changing on the corner, is it this
Here,
one?
here.
Yeah, this one. So it's a place that does paella now. It used to be an Indian restaurant, and before that was something else.
That's a layer, is that by?
It's a paella.
The other one is the real estate agency.
But the shop keeps changing.
Always.
The weather's ain't too bad today, is it?
No, yesterday's like hot. We had AC on yesterday.
It's 21 degrees at the minute. I think like yesterday it was 29. That's one thing that is frustrating though, is the running around for things, isn't it, when you just need these bits of paper. Because none of it's online, is it? I mean, hardly anybody do.
But that's jobs for Spanish.
Yeah.
Look at the Guardamar bus. It looks like a luxury tourist bus. It's huge. This is one of the new ones, I think.
Is it?
Yeah. But that's true.
Just keep it in low gear, just in case people just step out. As they do.
Wonder what my number is gonna be.
Yeah. I'll let you go because I'm waiting anyway. I'd be lucky. That's the one thing, the Brexit has really messed things up, wasn't it?
Oh gosh. Well, 2 weeks ago, May went in for her Padron. She arrived at 9 o'clock. She's number 35.
Yeah.
I forgot my alcohol.
Remember your water?
It's alright.
So she was number 35 in the queue. Surprised they even let her queue up for it. Because it gets a certain number, they just stop.
150 only.
Yeah, so 150 for the day.
She was number 35 when she arrived at 9 o'clock. Because they gave out the numbers. Around this time, I think.
Because the big problem here is there's nowhere to park. No matter what time of day you come down. What's that guy doing? He's trying to walk off the road. Maybe.
Getting in the car? I don't know.
Seems like
Not
that's
using
not
the
to
bus.
us. that's the Padron office in front of us. You see where all the people are queued?
It's next to the pharmacy.
Just gonna go once more, just so I can. Just want to make enough room. I don't want anybody parking behind me. I might shove a motorbike in there and I can't get out of space. Yeah.
Lucky.
Yeah, so that's the Padron office over there. Just go in there and you'll get your ticket. I'll see if I can do it this morning, but it's got a policeman stood outside, so we'll see. Alright guys, this is a very unusual occasion in the fact I found a parking space. This is the Padron office. April's already waiting there. Because April's gone on the non-EU, because obviously I'm EU and she isn't, she's actually been able to jump the queue a little bit in the sense that the non-EU queue normally isn't as big. Same as trying to get NIE. The non-EU is much easier. But if you do come down here, that little cafe there is pretty good. Grab a coffee. You just grab your ticket in there and just head for a coffee. What I normally do is I look at the ticket number, and if I've got about 30 or 40 in front of me, I normally just come round the corner and just go for a little walk. Because there's a few things to see here, and unusually I've got a parking space. Normally I have no chance of parking. That's probably the first time this year I've got a parking space anywhere near in about 15-20 trips into Torrevieja. Not grumbling, it's just reality. It's a very busy place. Furniture looks nice in here. I like these. Yeah. I don't think, yeah, they took the name off, because this used to be an office where you got the paperwork for the kids' school. It's now something completely different. What I'll do, I'll swap the camera to the front. Instead of you looking at me, you can actually have a look round. I haven't got my gimbal today because I hadn't planned on being here. There's the town hall. There's the church. You'll see this on a lot of photographs for Torrevieja. A little fountain, but the fountain ain't running at the minute. You find a lot of the time the fountains are on and off at different times of the day. And for internet, got a little shop here, only fibra, Tele East, a few cafes. It's nice to come down here when it's not so busy. One thing I will say about La Mata, possibly even Torrevieja, it's hard to say Torrevieja, like I say, we don't really come in here too much, but it does seem to actually be improving. Economy wise, there seems to be less and less empty shops, which is all good news. If you want churros, Vala is very good. I think Vala is their factories up at Villajosa, which is just the other side of Benidorm. Let's head up this way for a change. a little bit early. The good thing I like about Spain is a lot of places still have all the apartments above the shops. I think it's good to keep places alive, that people actually live in the same area that the businesses are. Or actually still own the businesses. Ah. I think this is the olive oils. Tasting table. That's nice. Underground car park. Try not to get run over, 'cause I'm not 100% looking where I'm going. This is the music theatre. There's always events on as well throughout the year, so it's worth keeping an eye on it. One of the friend's relatives was in one of the choirs recently from the Philippines. I think it was May's relative, I think. Travel around singing. This has changed since we last did. Very Liberace style balconies over there. As you can see, you're not far from the actual harbour area. So if you do get stuck here for a bit, you can look at it the downside. You're going to be waiting an hour till your ticket comes up, or you can just go for a morning stroll. They start seeing people at 9 a.m, which is when you can get a ticket, but people arrive, and it depending when you go there, from about 7:30 onwards to get in the queue to get a ticket. We arrived just after 9, about 5 minutes before 9. We got a ticket, no problem. But other days you'll turn up and you'll basically be sent away because there's no more tickets for the day. But we'll take a walk down here, then I'll sort of turn left and head back up. In fact, we'll go this side. It's a bit more beautified. Let's just add the floor sweeper up and down here. There's the tourist information office. That sun's coming out well now. Want to go to Barker Island or go and see dolphins? That's where you'll pick up the boats. We'll go and join the band, then turn left. Here. Let's go this one or the next one. I think we'll try the next one. It's one of the, in fact I'll go this one. So there is a market area as well. I'm just trying to find it. It's one of those places I find when I'm not looking for it, but now I'm trying to find it. I don't know where it is. But it's along this bit somewhere. I'm gonna go right. Ah, this is it. This is the market area. Or is it? Yeah, this is it. Mercado Central. I'm not sure it's open yet. Yeah, it's still opening up. So, not a lot to see yet. But if you are here, it's worth popping in there. Barbers is already cool. That's right. Oh, there's a little bit of information might be interesting. Some of these places, if you shop around, some of them got decent shoes at reasonable money. If you want to get some shoes, Elche is the best place though. The lottery. And the other good thing is, if you get a bit lost, just head up the hill a little bit and you'll hit a main road. It's not hard to find where you were. You've got landmarks like the church. So for us, I think we need to go left a little bit. Some hamon. And we're back where we were. Right. So just a few locations, if you do get stuck when you're doing your Padron, just have a wander around. Because like I said, there's plenty of cafes around this area as well. So even if you just want to chill out, there's plenty of places to do that. But there's a few places to see. So if you do get stuck here, you can spend a little bit of time. Thanks for watching.